Okay. People of the state of Michigan versus Khybren Street, 2123636, 2123828, and 2123635. Mr. Street's here, represented by Mr. George. Mr. Gabriel is the prosecutor, and they're set for pleas today. So, Mr. Street, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Gabriel, what are the offers?
Your Honor,
what is the offer?
Yes, Your Honor. There's two files that basically will deal with that's when dismissed. First in time, 21-23635 FH, alleging an act in Menden Village. Mr. Street will plead guilty to aggravated indecent exposure. Then in file number 21-23828, that being an incident in Three Rivers, Mr. Street will plead to one count of aggravated indecent exposure. If those pleas are accepted, we will be dropping file 21-23636, and we will be dismissing a misdemeanor allegation 20-2080 SM that is open in district court.
Is that correct, Mr. George?
Yes, and just my understanding for clarification is the other count in the most recent file would also be dismissed.
That's correct.
That is accurate.
And then also that none of the acts meet the requirements for SORA registration.
That is my position, Your Honor.
As well as ours, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Street, the offer is that you plead to 2 counts of an high court misdemeanor, punishable by up to 2 years of aggravated indecent exposure. They would dismiss everything else. They would dismiss a misdemeanor file, and they indicate that they do not believe that you would be eligible or you would be subject to SORA. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, sir.
So in file 21-23635, how do you plead to the charge, the high court misdemeanor of aggravated indecent exposure?
Plead guilty.
And in file 21-23828, how do you plead to the charge of aggravated indecent exposure?
Plead guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we've talked about in court today?
No, sir.
Has anyone threatened you?
No, sir.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
You understand, if I accept your plea, you'll not have a trial of any kind, that you'll be giving up the rights that you would have had at trial.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Those include the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses against you appear at trial, to question the witnesses that appear against you, to have the court order witnesses you have for the defense to appear at trial, to remain silent during the trial and to not have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you want to testify.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it alleges that in file 21-23635, December 21st, 2020, you were in Menden, the county of St. Joseph in the state of Michigan. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And it's alleged that on that date, you did knowingly make an indecent exposure of yourself, fondling your genitals in public. How do you plead to that? Oh, I'm sorry. What is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in file 21-23828, it's alleged that on that date, on April 5th, 2021, you were in the city of Three Rivers, the county of St. Joseph in the state of Michigan. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that at that time, you were again seen by somebody knowingly making an indecent exposure of your person, fondling your genitals in public.
Yes, sir.
Did that happen in Three Rivers?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are counsel satisfied that a factual basis has been established in each case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are either counsel aware of any of the promises, threats, or inducements?
I am not, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Clerk apply the court rule.
Court has.
Yes, the court has.
I find the pleas made are accurate, understanding, voluntary. There's a factual basis. Therefore, I accept the pleas. We'll set this for sentencing on July 23rd. And again, Mr. Street, you need to do those things we talked about off the record, which are make sure that you get the packet done, make sure you show up for the interview, make sure you get the DNA sample taken, make sure you cooperate with all counseling, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good.